Welcome to this next section of the video where we're going to be walking you through how the client experience actually looks like, right? So right over now, we have been able to completely set up our Storvelo account and have our website completely hosted and online. So now, how does your client experience actually look like? So what happens when your clients come over your website and they actually want to reserve a unit, right? So right over here on our website, you can see we have only one unit that we have, and we have a couple of details concerning that unit, right? So this unit is about $50 per month, and we have security deposit of about $10 one-time fee, setup fee, which is a $10 one-time setup. Everything is actually explained right over here. So what your clients will usually do is once they come on your website, they can explore different sections and stuff like that. You can fill in the contact form and stuff, right? So you have everything here, your number, you have your map and location. Everything is actually filled out here for you directly on your website. So now let's just simulate how your clients actually are going to be able to reserve, right? So if we come right down here to reserve now, we will need to fill in our details as the client, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a couple of seconds to fill this out. So right now, I'm just filling a couple of information right here. So I give in a couple of data here, the first name, last name, email, phone, and all other things that I had to upload right here. So just turn this off. And driver's license, just gave something demo there. So we can choose a quantity as well. I'm just going to choose one right here. And we can choose the specific number of units and stuff like this. One is actually optional, right? So you can choose that or not. And then your client will actually leave a note, right? So you can say, hey, this is long. So please note, this is just a demo session. So yeah, so scroll down and then just click on agree. I agree and to be contacted to finalize the reservation and sign required documents. So after this, we're just going to click on continue right over here. So it's going to take a couple of minutes or seconds to submit. Now it's going to take us right over to this page right here, right? So we can see the order summary that we have here. You can see all of these details that we have right over here. Let's see right here. And then we can see what happens next. So we actually tell your clients, or you will be telling your clients, hey, this is what is going to happen after this. So one, you're going to be receiving a contract email at this email.com that your client actually enter. The second one, after the contract, you will receive an invoice email to complete payment, right? And the third thing that's going to happen after that is once the payment is completed, then your unit reservation is going to be confirmed, right? So it actually gives a small reference number here that you can actually use for your clients to retrieve any details or information that actually just went through, right? So you have all the details that are here. So the unit that was generated, you have the building, you have the unit size, you have all the facilities, you have climate control, drive up access, insurance. So everything we actually need set up while we're setting up your account for this specific rental unit is actually right over here. And then you can see the total fee, estimated monthly total of $50 right here. Okay. So once this is done, then your client on his side is going to receive that email. So right now, let's just quickly check the email that we filled in here. So right now, I'm inside of my email as a client. So you're going to see I've received 2 emails right here. So one of the safest options sometimes is to actually do check in all mails, or also request that your clients could also check their spam, as maybe that could potentially enter the spam as well, right? So for me, it actually entered into my email address. So what I'm just going to do right here, I'm just going to click on the first email that we receive, this one that is right here. And here you can see we have a confirmation email that's from here. And it actually says, hi, John, your storage unit has been confirmed and is ready for access. So you're going to see the client portal right over here. You can log in with these and use your portal anytime to manage your unit, right? So we're going to receive this first email, and then we're going to receive the second email that is right here, which is very important. And that's going to be the rental agreement we actually do have. So your clients will be able to just click here, view the documents, which is right over here. They can actually see this document that they have here. And what they just need to do is to go ahead and then sign this document. Just click and start filling out right over here. And it's just going to prompt them to enter their national passport ID, their relationship number, and a couple of other details. And then once they're done, they're just going to click on sign, and then they're just going to click on finish, right? So let's quickly head back over into our email right here, and we're just going to click back on this first email we have here. So we have this client portal from where they can just easily access an external portal for them to be able to manage everything they have to, right? So what they have to do is once they come over to this email, they're going to see this client portal link. They just have to click on that. And now they're just going to have to enter their email address right there. Okay. So I'm just going to copy it back here, paste it inside here, then just click on sign in. And now it says if you recognize that email, then we're going to send a sign-in link to it. So now let's quickly head back over into accounts. Let's head back over into inbox. Now we can see the email that is here. Let's click on it. And then we can see this button that we have right here. So we're just going to click on sign into Tenant portal. So once we're signed into the Tenant portal, they can see a couple of details that they have with you and with your current account, right? So they can see the unit storage that they currently have, the unit agreement that will send and everything like that. And they can actually just click here to actually open the signing link, right? So once they click on this, they are also going to have access to that document. So they have two ways of having access to the document. And yeah, once they'll just click and start filling code, they can just enter. Let's just put in a couple of details here. Let's select date, tenant signature, door. I'm just going to click on accept and sign. And then I'm just going to click on finish. So once the client is done signing the document, you as the user is going to be able to receive an email notifying you that the client has completed signing of the document, right? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch now to my personal account to confirm that as the owner of the Storvelo account, I actually did receive an email that my client has actually signed this rental agreement. So let me just switch over to my personal email. So once I get into my personal email, you can see I received an email here that rental agreement template signed, right? So document signed successfully. Okay. So we can see here that the document has been signed successfully. Rental agreement template has now been signed and signed by all parties involved, right? So it's just asking me to just have a look about this. So I'm just going to click on PDF right here, and then I'm going to be able to see that my client has been able to sign this with all of his details right over here. Okay, so we're going to have everything, signature, certificate, and everything that's needed to show me that my client just signed for that. So after checking this, the client on his side is going to receive another couple of emails that is going to be sent out to him. Okay. So now you're going to be switching back to the client's email to actually see the numerous emails I actually received after signing the document on his side. All right. So I'm back into the client account. The client who actually just came over to the website and then reserved the unit, right? So what actually happened is the client actually got the first email, which is this one, and that's going to be the invoice that was received. Okay. So he actually received an email as well, thanking him for completing the document right here. Okay. So inside of this area here, you can see a couple of details just thanking him for completing that. So the storage unit has been reserved. And we also do have a link where he or she can cancel that reservation if they feel like you made a mistake or do not want to reserve that specific unit again, right? So they can just click on that and have that canceled. And we also do have another email that actually sends them the invoice, right? So if you click here, you're going to see that they actually do have an invoice that was sent over to them. And over here, this is the client's account, this is the client's email, and they can easily view that invoice right over here, okay? So if they click on view invoice, then they're going to be redirected to this page where they can easily pay for their storage they actually do have right here, right? So now let's head back over into the email that actually sends out the invoice right here. Let's click on that. Now let's click on view invoice once more. Let me close this previous one that is here. And right over here, we can easily just click on pay the $70. Okay. And then we can fill in our card details right here. And then once we are done with this, we can just easily click on pay $70. Great. So right now, after doing the payment, we can see here has been marked as paid, right? So if we head back over into the client's email, we can see that you actually do receive an email thanking them for the purchase, and then you can actually have the receipt for the purchase right over here. So you can see we actually have the security deposit, the fixed fee of $10 that was added, the setup fee of $10 that actually brought out to $70 in the end, right? So what we're going to do now is if we try to head back over to the customer portal that we actually did have, and we refresh the page, obviously that I already did, then we can see that all of the steps we actually did are actually going to be reflected right inside of this client's dashboard that you can actually access from the site. Okay. So right over here, you're going to see that, okay, they have one active rental that is here, and their rental is actually shown here as active. You're going to see details of the rentals. You're going to see that it hasn't paid. Then you're going to see the amount, the monthly rate. You're going to see when they moved in, which is July 36, 2026. And then you're going to see the next payment, which is going to be on September 1st, 2026, right over here. And then you're going to see that they signed the contract. Okay. So if they want to view the contract once more, they can just click here on view contract, and it's going to open the contract for them to be able to view that. And if they want to download that, they can easily download the contract from there. Okay. The next thing we're going to be actually looking at here is invoices section, right? So you can see they actually had this invoice section. You can see detailed about the billing history, right? So you can view the invoice as well again from here, and that's going to show you how it was paid, everything right from the client's dashboard. You can view the contracts right over here. If you want to rent something else as well, you can see rent another unit right over straight from the dashboard, right? So select the unit from there and then rent. Okay, so this is actually how the client portal looks like from their email, right? So remember the email we actually did open on the client side. This is actually what they're going to receive from here, right? Sign into the tenant portal from here. And once they sign in, then they're going to receive, or they're going to be redirected into this beautiful dashboard that is powered by Storvelo. So now as the user, if we head back over into a Storvelo account, what we're going to be seeing now is we're going to be exploring a very important and very interesting side of our dashboard, right? That's going to be called rentals that we have right over here by the sidebar. So you can click on rental section here, side menu. And that's actually going to pop out a detailed dashboard about your storage rentals, right? So we could see this user actually, or this client of yours actually did have a couple of details here, right? So right now they actually did purchase and paid an invoice for that rental or that unit that they actually did rent, right? So you can see all those details. So you can see the contact, you can see their email, you can see the rental. So they have one active rental here. They have the contract. So when the contract is still pending and they've not yet signed, then you're going to see this is actually going to be one, right? So these are statistics of that. So you're going to see here pending 0, signed 1. We just actually signed that on the client side. And if we head over to the invoices, we're going to see overdue, pending, sent, and paid, right? So we can see there's nothing that is in the overdue, there's nothing that is pending, there's nothing that has been sent or that is still in the send stage right now. But we have one, the invoice that we had that is actually paid right now. That's why we can see one here. So we can see the next due date, which is over here. It's going to be it's going to be the 1st of September 2026, right? You can see the total quantity and the amount of money that they're going to be paid, right? So right over here, we can see all of that. So we can see the total rentals, we can see the active rentals, pending, overdue, due soon, and retired, right? For all the clients that are going to be coming right over into off your account, okay? So you can view different actions from here if you click on that. So you can have more details about that specific client, right? So this is actually going to be useful when you have a lot of clients that are listed right here. So if you want to check on individual clients and see their current stage, you're just going to look for that client right over here, and then just click on this eye icon that is right here, and then you'll be able to see details about that client, right? You can see their contact information, everything about them right over here, right? You can even edit that. You can see their photo ID they uploaded when they were trying to rent the unit, and everything that actually is already seen inside of your dashboard. Okay, so right over here, we can issue them a code. If you do have an access code and you want to issue them that access code, you can actually do that right over here. And if you toggle this on and just say issue manual code, that's going to send them, notify the customer that you have actually issued that access code to them, right? So we can also apply a fee. If you want to select a fee, you can select. Right now, we don't have any fee. So if you want, let's say maybe apply fee to this specific contacts, you can actually do that right here. Just come over here, put in the fee that you want to put in, let's say maybe $10 and stuff like that. You can put in the due date. You can put in an information note for that invoice. And when you click on create and send invoice, that's going to automatically create an invoice and then send that to this client. Next, we're going to be going over to retire. So if you want to retire these actual units, you can actually do that from here by yourself over this area here. Great. So here we have the invoice. If you still want to view the invoice, you can view the invoice right over by clicking on this view invoice button we have here. Same thing for view contract, right? So right over here, if you do have any invoice alerts, then you're going to have all of them right over here. Okay. And the next tab you're going to be exploring is going to be the fees tab, which is going to be here, right? So fees actually are just reusable charges for things like occurrence, damage, cleaning, and other rental adjustments, right? So if you want to create a fee, let's say maybe for cleaning, right? You can just say here cleaning, and then you can put a fee here, maybe about $10, and then you can say this is for cleaning. And once you're done, you can click on create fee. Okay. So fee has been created, which is cleaning, and that's $10. We can create another fee, right? So we can say this one is for damage. And we can say damage, maybe fixed fee as well of $10. Damage. And we can create that fee. We can add another field again. We can say maybe this is for lock cards. We can just, let me just add that's here. Just going to put $10 too. Just going to click on create fee right here. And then you can see we have about 3 fees that we have here. And how do we use those fees? So we can head back over to rentals here. And then you can see we have one of our clients here, John Doe. We can just click on the I action, right? And then we can just come right over here and then apply fee. Let's say something happened, or maybe you want to bill them maybe for cleaning or something like that. You can just come right over here into the fee section, then select any existing fee that you've already had. And then it's going to fill everything automatically. And then you can create and send an invoice to your clients directly from here. Okay. So let's head back over to the fee section. And that was it about the fee section. You can edit a fee once more, or you can decide to delete a fee as well, right? So saying we want to delete, let's say cleaning, we can delete cleaning from here. And that's going to be deleted away from there. Okay. So we can add as many fees as we want. And then if we head over to the reservation section, so right here is a very interesting thing, right? We decided to build something very important. This is as well for security purposes for some clients who would love to apply a certain set of restrictions, right? So right over here is reservations, right? So this actually enables you to review pending service reservations, then approve or decline each request. So right over now, if we head over to a website here and we just click on reserve now, and we actually fill in the details, you automatically reserve space, right? So a lot of people could come on your website and decide to maybe reserve about 100 units and just block everything at once. So if you wouldn't like such a kind of scenario, what you will do is just head back over to your account and then disable auto approve new reservation. So every reservation that is made is going to automatically enter here, and then you would have to manually approve that reservation before your client actually is going to be placed on the client journey, and all the sets of emails are actually going to go out to him, right? So by default, this is always turned on right here. So we're going to be moving on to the next section, which is called the waitlist, okay? So here we have waitlist enable, right? So let's say we have a storage that we have right now, like this storage that we have right now here, and the number of, let's say, units that we have actually available, which is only one left right now, is actually exhausted. So what's going to happen is that we don't want those clients to be left out, right? So we want to add them to a reservation list. So when they're going to reserve, they're going to be added to that wait list. And once or as soon as a unit is going to be available, it's going to dispatch that unit to that first client that actually was on the wait list right over here. Okay, you're going to see all the statistics for the wait list here, right? So you're going to see those who are waiting currently. You're going to see those who have been notified that storage is actually available. You're going to see the unit types that are there. You're going to see conversion rates. You're going to see all of these details right over here inside of your dashboard. The next thing we're going to be looking at here is going to be delinquency. So these are actually settings that actually apply to maybe customers or users maybe that are actually driven by a couple of late stages or thresholds that you actually do set up, right? So let me just give you an example. Okay. So if we have maybe an account or a client that actually crosses the due date, let's say, or maybe about 10 days and isn't able to pay after 10 days, so we can have a set of rules actually do apply to him, right? So we could have, let's say, we could set conditions that, okay, lockout access is blocked before this reviewed, right? So we can have here 10 days, right? And we're going to apply a lockout fee, and we can put that lockout fee maybe to about $10, something like that. So we have different stages. So after 30 days, they're going to move on to this stage, right? And maybe this stage as well, you could also apply a certain fee to that. And after 30 days, if let's say they reach about 60 days of overdue, then you can put another charge from here. And after that, now, if you actually do maybe set a threshold as well for maybe 90 days, and that 90 days is going to be the auction, right? So if you want to auction everything, you're also going to set up a fee for that if you want that to be around, right? So you can also check this box to actually propose move out, right? So they actually receive a notification concerning, let's say, move out in 7 days before or something like that. And once you're done, you can easily just click and save settings right over there. Okay. And that setting is going to save. So if somebody is actually past the due date, you actually see that these are different thresholds. So after 10 days, this actually was going to apply. After 30 days is what's going to apply. After 60 days is what's going to be applied. After 90 days is actually what's going to be applied to that specific client, right? So that's it about the rental stuff that you have right here inside of your Storvelo account. Thank you so much for watching this video.